Yeah, they are into my life, it feels like.
Yeah.
How do they know? Like it's raining and it's just one drop rain and it's already, do you want chai? Like I'm like, oh my god.
Yes. And you know what? Gets a pakoras to go with it.
Yeah.
But still, when I was preparing for OTs, I realized that this is what they asked in CPC. I should have started a year ago. It would have been much more easier for me in my 4th year. Yeah. So that is when I realized that CPC actually helps. It's just our seniors helping us out, the juniors out. So they are taking the effort to help you out.
Correct.
So
in core, the reference is the only way to get a job, in my honest opinion. You cannot get a core engineering job through online portals like LinkedIn or Naukri. I haven't seen anyone get a core job through them. Like,
what is the name of the group?
Can't say.
Why can't you say?
NSFW.
Yeah. This is 18 plus podcast, guys. This is 18 plus podcast.
वेळ लागल्याशिवाय इतिहास घडत नाही.
Everyone is curious. You get into such big companies. How do you prepare for this? Like, what did they ask? This, that, this. For me personally, like, I followed the advice of my seniors. It was very clear on what they told me. I also went through a lot of reviews online on what exactly I need to study, YouTube videos. And I focused on that. It took me like around 4-5 months of proper work to actually know something about the field that I'm trying to get in, which is non-core basically. So that was like my experience. What was your experience in this? Like, how long did you take to study? And how did you prepare for this? Did you give any mock interviews? I didn't. So like that.
So for my preparation, since I applied for core companies, I focused on preparation materials, mostly the preparation material for GATE exam, because the syllabus for GATE exam is the same as that comes for companies. And then I went to websites like India Bakes and a few other websites that I could not recollect. Like I have seen OTs where the questions come directly from India Bakes.
Exact same.
To the company OTs. But I wouldn't suggest, I wouldn't want you to have hopes that it will be the same from India Bakes. Like there are some companies that frame their own questions. So you have to be thorough in your own knowledge. I mean, I wouldn't say that I was very successful in my placements because I got placed pretty late. Either it could be because the number of core companies coming were very less, or that I was very underprepared. Either ways, I would rather say it as a lesson that I learned rather than say a success formula. One thing that people need to take care of is CPC. Like in CPC, even myself, I only looked at it as a thing to pass. So I didn't think of it as a thing to, as a place to be the best. Like I just wanted to clear the CPC. I didn't think of it as it's not a course per se. It's technically a campus-based course, but I didn't think of it as a place where I need to be the best. I need to perform better each time. So that I think is one mistake I did. I should have performed better than what I performed. I'm not saying that I done the CPCs, but I prepared decently, which was not enough, in my opinion. Like I needed to be better than other candidates who were appearing for the placement. So I had to be the best there. So that's how each student should approach CPC. They should try to be better at each mock test or each PA that they take in CPC. And they should not just aim to pass the CPC. And secondly, when it comes to core companies, the core companies that come are far and few. So you need to have a backup plan. I did not have a backup plan, so I had my anxiety shoot up during my last semester. I mean, I got placed eventually, but I would suggest students to have some kind of backup plan. If they have plans of going highest after work experience, they can have it now itself. As in, they can wait for the first 3 or 4 months, focus on placements, try to get into a good company. And if they don't, then they can divert their attention. I'm not saying that they should withdraw from placements from that point. I'm just saying that they should focus on writing GRE or GATE, depending on their goals. Like they want to do highest there or here, abroad or India.
Right.
So they have to go for GRE, GATE or CAT. They have to prepare for it simultaneously. And since when it comes to core engineering, the GATE syllabus is similar to the company OTs. Although the GATE would be a slightly difficult test than company OTs, it would be easier for core candidates for applying for core companies, because all they have to do is prepare for GATE, and it would automatically help. It would eventually, it would subsequently help them in their placements too.
Yeah.
So they don't have to spend separate time.
Right.
So when it comes to masters abroad, I suggest them to write GRE in the third year, so that in their final year, some universities have GRE requirements, some don't. Regardless, they can just write their TOEFL and then they can start their application process. It depends on each person's ambitions and goals.
Right.
But if you're that sure that you don't want to go to highest, I am done studying, I just want to go to a job.
Yeah.
In core, the referrals is the only way to get a job, in my honest opinion. You cannot get a core engineering job through online portals like LinkedIn or Upwork. I haven't seen anyone get a core job through them. Like, the chances are you could see a job posting there, but if you see a job posting for an entry level person, they would say that they need an experience of 2 years minimum. I don't understand the logic behind saying an entry level job needs
Yeah.
2 years of experience, but that's how the industry goes. Training requires a lot of cost from the company's side. Like CTC is not just your salary, right? It's the training cost, it's everything that is covered. So, and companies don't want to, train. I'm not saying they don't want to train and nurture new employees. It's just that they prefer to have someone who has prior experience and training than someone that they need to train from scratch. And I mean, if you are at their place, you would prefer that, right? So it's not like software where you can teach yourself or reskill yourself. So there are these various intricacies that comes when you are applying for a core job off campus. So the referral is the best way for you to get a job in core engineering company. And to get a referral, you need to network with your college alumni, and you need to seek other platforms where you can network. In this regard, I believe Toastmaster is an excellent platform for you to network, especially when it comes to software analytics. A lot of corporate companies have their own Toastmasters club, and there are a lot of events that happen throughout the year, starting from the office's training program to the division contest to enormous number of programs and events that happen throughout the year. The students who are a part of Toastmaster community here needs to use that opportunity and network with the people, get to know them, get to know the industry from them, and then maybe it would give you a way, it would direct you to a path, it would lead you to a better opportunity there. Personally, I haven't networked a lot because most of these training programs, contests, events, and conferences happened online to me, and the offline ones I unfortunately missed them. So for me, I'm yet to utilize the network, the benefit of networking in Toastmasters. But if you are in Toastmasters and if you see an opportunity to network, do use it to the best of your abilities. And if you see any other opportunity that where you could network, uh, it's not just Toastmasters. Like in final year, I was also a part of NITSAC, the student alumni cell of NITT. And I would say even there was a lot of opportunity to network with alumni, and I did that during my final year. So, I mean, it's not just constrained to a particular club.
Correct.
Like wherever you go, whichever club you're a part of, or even if you're not a part of club, there would be some networking event that would be happening on campus. So do check them out and try to network as much as possible with college alumni or corporate professional, corporate leaders as much as possible. So that is one way. I wouldn't say they would refer you as such, but you would get an insight from which you can start and from which you can go to a better place.
So for Jayendran who doesn't know how to network at all and is not part of any club, and probably being a part of club is not feasible to him as well. Then how does he start networking? Like what does he ask? Where does he ask? He's like completely confused.
In that scenario, LinkedIn is the best place for him or her to network.
Okay.
It's a long shot, but if you're good enough with your networking skills, I think they can build create a good network of people on whom they can rely upon. So if like in LinkedIn, I have cold message to people, like people I did not know, but most of them were either college alumni or people who had similar interests like me. So networking, you cannot just randomly message a person. You need to have some kind of a common thread. Like I saw that we had these many mutual connections, so I thought of connecting you on. I saw your profile there, and I saw that it is similar to what I envisioned my career to be. So you have to be precise on why you want to network with them. So when you go to networking, you need to have a certain goals that you need to accomplish while you're networking with them. You need to have your own networking goals. So whether it is for job referral or whether it is for getting insights about the industry or whether it is about, say, a simple virtual cup of coffee. So you have to be sure why you have to network with them. And you have to convey it in the best way possible through the online, through LinkedIn.
I think many people fear of not getting a reply and they don't just text at all. Like I think
even I don't.
Yeah, I think everyone goes through it. It's like, why would anyone reply to my message?
Reply to me, yes.
Correct. Reply to me. I'm a college student. Probably they don't even know me. Why would an alumni care? Like, I don't even open LinkedIn every day. Like, the chance that they opening LinkedIn is so, like, you feel it so less. But apparently it's not, man. Apparently it's not. I was surprised with how many replies I got when I wanted some help about applications and all. So, damn.
I think it's important to just message either way. Like you're not going to lose anything even if you don't get a reply.
Correct.
Yeah.
I thought that the ratio of people replying versus not replying would be drastically low, but it was high. Like I wouldn't say it's extreme. Like not like if you message to 100 people, 90 people
60-40
will reply to it. Not like that. It's 60-40. So I think that's a good number.
Yeah.
Right.
That works. Damn, placement journey has really been like an eye-opener for me. Even CPC, like I realized in fourth year that I did not care at all for CPC. I remember the CPC final that we had the combined OT and all of that for 3 hours. I did not go for that simply because I already knew I passed CPC, so I did not even attend the CPC in the end. And nothing happened. I was still eligible to write sit for placements. But still, when I was preparing for OTs, I realized that this is what they asked in CPC. I should have started a year ago. It would have been much more easier for me in my fourth year. Yeah. So that is when I realized that CPC actually helps. It's just our seniors helping us out, the juniors out. So they are taking the effort to help you out.
Correct.
So why not just, make use of that?
It is a preparation for your placement process. You cannot go prepare the day before your OTs or PAs, right? So you need to prepare beforehand so that you are more confident when you face it.
And this is something that not all colleges get, this thing of having seniors guiding you.
True. Yeah.
This is a very privileged thing, bro. It's a very privileged thing that you're getting at an IPT.
Yeah.
Other lower tier colleges, they don't have this system.
Correct. Even I have interacted with few BIS people and even they don't have this system. When I tried to explain them, like it was completely alien to them. I thought it was like I think it is a protocol that everyone has to follow or something like that. But apparently not so.
I think that's the thing about our college too. Like the culture of seniors mentoring juniors is very strong. Like at least the student community is very strong on its own with the clubs and the CPCs, all of that.
How are you in contact with your friends? Like, do you have friends who you meet with in Chennai? Are you in touch with them?
Yeah, I'm in touch with my friends, but most of my friends are there in
Bangalore, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the only person who's near me is Vaishnav. His house is 2 kilometers away from me. Apart from that, in Chennai, I think there are barely 10-20 people. And out of them, my friends are very less. So, and they are very far away from my place. So, I have to go like 1 or 1.5 hours just to get her.
Yeah.
That I cannot do.
Also, Jayu, like I got this question I guess before, but how are you managing your finances? Like, are you able to save? Are you able to learn how to invest where? Of course, it's like your own salary now. Yeah, you're earning this much. Like, what are you going to do with this much money?
Correct.
As much as I want to invest, as of now, I haven't saved anything significantly enough. That's the truth. That's the reality.
I think the first stage is adulting. Initial stage is adulting. Just spend as much as you want.
Correct.
I'm not saying spend as much as you.
But okay.
When you start, right, you will have a lot of expenses. So you have to buy a lot of things for your house. So naturally, the expenses will be more. But I think after a year or so, your one-time expenses will reduce, and you will have these recurring expenses. So that I think is relatively less than the one-time expenses. So during that time, you can save a lot and invest a lot.
Oh, right.
Even I'm planning to invest in something, but I'm not very well versed in the market. So I need to learn a lot before I invest.
So just off the top of my head, are you the sort of person who would just refrain from buying something because you're earning on your own now, because it's your own money? Or would you be the sort of person who would be like, now I have the money to buy this? What class do you fall?
Apart from food, if I were to spend on anything else, I would hesitate. That's the scenario for me. Like only for food, like.
What? I didn't get you. What?
He said he would hesitate.
Apart from food.
Food, there is no restriction. Eat what you want, but everything else you like to do.
Yeah, true. Bro, after like eating 4 years in a mess, like you have free shoot. You can do whatever you want with your meal.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like every day. Do you Swiggy Jayendran then? Or yeah. Bro, that I can understand. And Swiggy has this very lucrative thing that like try new option, which is like 120 rupees off when you try a new restaurant.
$120.
Yeah.
I think Zomato has very creative notifications.
Correct. Oh my god.
Correct.
Oh my god.
Zomato has better
Yeah,
notifications.
that's the reason I switched off their notifications.
Yeah, they are into my life. It feels like
Yeah.
how do they know? Like it's raining and
Yes.
it's just one drop fell and it's already. Do you want chai? Like I'm like, oh my god.
Yes. And you know what? Gets a pakoras to go with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like they are telling me what I want, what I'm craving for.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know I wanted this. I
Yeah.
just saw the notification and realized.
So much confidence also that message has. That's one tiny message. Like, wow. Insane.
Yeah.
I think
We need
it's
to have
important to have like a group who can prepare together also, because that also motivates you
True.
and you can update each other, things like that.
I sadly had no such group. My group was just boys filled with party scenes, like they had no interest in studying. So there was really no support as such, what you expect from a study group. I didn't have a study group per se, but yeah, you somehow manage.
Jandan, you had a group?
No, I did not have a group. I mean, it was online, and
Alright.
like, most of my friends were into hires, or only few of them were into placement, and that too when it comes to core, right? So there was the number of people who applied only for core were very less. So I did not have a group as such for placement preparation.
Okay.
I mean, when it comes to study group, we did have a group, but I don't know. We actually studied.
That is also one
It
good
was-
point. One good point.
It was mostly that it was past question paper and answers.
Yeah.
Online semesters.
My entire group formed because we wanted to share answers, and if you are forwarding, we just made one group. All of you come here, and we share answers here. That was the only reason the group formed. Otherwise, nothing.
What is the name of the group?
Can't say.
Why can't you say?
NSFW.
Yeah.
It's not-
This is
it's
18
not-
plus
it's not.
podcast, guys. This is 18 plus podcast.
Sure.
Can't risk. I'm in hostel right now. Stewart might come from behind. Hey,
I think it would have been high time that
Stewart
you would have been kicked out if the
Eavesdropping your
steward.
conversation.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways, I guess we can wrap up the
The podcast.
Podcast.
Is...
Yeah.
It's already 9, as you said, and we only have 5 minutes.
I have many questions, but okay.
I mean, of course, like I want to talk more.
Yeah, I will talk about that. Okay, so I think with that we come to a good end. Like a lot of glitches. I think you guys might see in the later edit part. But let's see, it was great insight, I think, from our side. I personally, for me, it was great to learn more about what it goes into working in a manufacturing plant. Also, the transition that what we should be expecting. Also, some things that you told about CPCs, about some insights about clubs and how they help eventually. They made a lot of sense later. Like now that I'm in my 4th year, realizing all of that. So for me, it was really good insight. Okay, so I think the other members don't get the cue of me stopping and letting them speak. So with that,
We're just not used to it.
what not used to it. Anyway, I think with that we'll end the podcast. If you guys are still listening, then I mean, what even
Thank
you
you.
guys are doing in your life?
Thank you for
Thank you
for joining in.
listening.
Thank you so much, Jayu, for staying here till now.
You guys have a lot of
And,
time in hand. Lot of.
Do not listen to the man roasting.
Hello.
All right. So
All
that
right.
brings us to the end of the first episode of the podcast. Thank you so much, Jayendran, for joining us. And thank you so much, guys, Rigved and Anshul. That was a fun first episode, and we'll see what we have in store for the next episodes. Till then, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good night.
And we saw one match. Our first match was Senegal versus Netherlands. Now, after that match, we were like, oh man, we should have booked more tickets. Like that regret was there throughout that day. And after that, that was determined to get more tickets. And yes, he saw totally 4 matches again in many places. So one thing that I tell my juniors or tell anyone is that, especially at the start of a career, is to have good mentors. Decision making. For example, before school, we did not have to make a lot of decisions. Parents used to do everything for us. And in college, we had to, at least 50%, we had to make our own decisions. And when you're an adult, yeah, you have to make almost 100% of your decisions. So apart from core, these are all the things, all the, apart from theory, practical, there's more to what engineering or what any career needs.